love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted. Stay humble.
Brave Star. Brave Star. I know you're there, people. I know you're there. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm just preparing myself. I'm always late on everything. That's why I'm unprepared. I hope everybody is okay. Please hit the like, please hit the subscription, and please hit the notification bell, which will always alert you every time we come on. If you're new, you know what to do. Just hit that subscription. Guys, okay, the Merseyside derby is here. The last game at Goodison. So next season, they're going to be moving to their new ground. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? I don't think this game is going to be easy. That's why I wish we beat Newcastle the other day. But, you know, sometimes the goalkeepers can make mistakes. I'd rather make mistakes at the beginning of the season than at the end of the season when we're needing points to win the league or something like that. I promise you, going forward right now, I'm confident. Let me just put it that way. If Kelleher is the goalkeeper, he won't make the same mistakes again. If you know what I mean, you learn from it. You learn from the mistakes that you make. So this is what he needs to do. I don't know why people are hard on him. I don't know why people quickly forget how good this goalkeeper has been all season and what he's been producing for us. It's kind of strange. You know, we've got this fan base that just 1 minute they're supportive when you're winning, but when you're drawing and losing, they're just negative throughout the week until, you know, we play again. You either support the team or you don't. We didn't expect to challenge for a title this season, but we did. We've had 3 away games in the past weeks. The 3 away games that we had, the only 3 away games, we conceded 7 goals. That's something we've got to rectify. There's too many goals we're conceding away from home. It doesn't matter if it's the bottom team, the middle of the table team, or at the top. We're still conceding goals. So that's Brighton in the League Cup. That's Southampton away, and that's Newcastle away. 7 goals, guys, we conceded. That's something we've got to improve on. Because if you're a league title challenger, you have to build, you know, the fear factor at home, and you got to build the fear factor away as well. Although we're winning some games away, it's just not good enough conceding silly goals like that, if you ask me. So what I've noticed in that Newcastle game, we was overrun in the midfield. McAllister and Gravenberch wasn't in tip-top condition. They wasn't themselves, if you know what I mean. I think Newcastle players doubled up on our players. They were all over us and they were overrunning us every single time. If it's one player on McAllister, there's another player running around him, if you know what I mean. So it's a learning curve for the manager. He will improve. I don't think he's going to settle for, you know, just that. I think he's going to analyze the game and look back at the game and see what we have to do to, you know, rectify those issues. But the thing is, guys, it wasn't just the midfield that had issues. It was the defense as well. And we've got a striker at front that can't even score a goal, even when the goal is open for him. So it's one of those games. It's one of those games we've got to like be all right with. You know, we've got the points. We'll get out quick. We don't need to, you know, go back looking at it because we've got to move forward. Because if we keep looking back, the negativity will hit your head. And, you know, it will frustrate you again. The best thing we can do as a fan base is support the guys through difficult stages. And the support that you give to the players will, you know, make them try harder in games that's difficult as well. But, yeah, Listen, we drew the game 3-3. We got a point out of it. We're still like top of the league. I'm a firm believer that other teams will drop points. It's not just us that's dropping points. So don't think like we have to face Arsenal in order for them to drop points. There's a difficult game away at Fulham for them in the weekend. Are they going to beat Fulham away? We have to wait and see, because Fulham are no mugs. Fulham have their own aspirations. They've got their own targets for the season, and they are very good at home as well. And it's a London derby. And then you look at Manchester City. They've got Crystal Palace away. Crystal Palace is a type of team that actually beats them. You know what I mean? In the past season, it was like Crystal Palace, Brentford, Wolverhampton. These are the type of teams that beat them. So, yeah, just listen, guys. All we have to do is prepare for the season, be more positive instead of negative, and the games will come every 3 days. It's not going to be easy for us. I think there's about 9 games in this month, which is like 7 Premier League games and 2 cup games. So no matter which way we turn, there's going to be a game there. And have we got the strength and depth in the team? I don't think so. This is why next month is pitiful. Is a pitiful month. Like is a month that's important. That we have to sign the players, and not only that, we have to get those players ready beforehand. I just hope in the past 4 to 5 months they already got those players ready for the January transfer window, so we could get them over the line as early as possible to help us, through difficult situations. There's a lot of things, guys. There's a lot of things. That's if we're interested in winning the league. If someone gave me like 7 points clear at this stage of the season, at the beginning of the season, I would have snapped their hands off. So, yeah, let's just be calm. Let's just, chill and enjoy the ride so far, guys. Negativity doesn't bring you anything good. Positivity brings you a lot. And positivity, goes around the squad, and it makes the players, mindset better in regards to winning games, and they will do whatever they can to get you guys over the line to win the league as well. So let's do that, guys. Let's do that, man. But get the chats, man. I'm here for you guys, boys and girls. Get the chats through. Let's enjoy the press conference, and I'll pick out certain points of the press conference. I'm free today. I'm free tomorrow. I'm free on Sunday. I'm free on Monday. So we're gonna do a lot of streams together on this channel and have fun at the same time as well. Let's do this. Let's do this, people. Let's do the press conference. Get the chats through as well. Let's go. All right, guys. Mind you, I haven't watched any of this. Like I always say, like I'm new to it. The press conference, like yourselves. So it'll be easier for us, to interact better. That's why, I don't watch it until I do the stream. So please, have your say on the chat. And let's see what Mr. Arne Slot is saying.
I'm not going to ask you about Mo's contract today.
Thanks for that.
I'll ask you about Virgil's. There has been a report this week that he's been offered a contract. Virgil has. What can you tell us, if anything?
What do you think the answer is going to be?
I know what the answer is going to be, but I've always got to check, haven't I?
Your boss is always telling you have to ask the
check.
Yeah. Maybe tell your boss that you always get the same answer, so it's a bit boring for the people to listen to this press conference.
Well, it's like you tell your players what to do.
Yeah, the story is Virgil van Dijk has been offered a contract and he rejected. Yeah, this is the story that's going around, guys. So that's all of us over social media, really. That's what I've heard. I don't think I don't really know if it's true or not. It's just hearsay, whispers going around, YouTube and Twitter, TikTok, and places like that, and Instagram. Apparently the money they offered is not good enough for Virgil, so he rejected it. That's the rumor that's going around. But we wait and see. Let me get to the comments before we go. Like I said over there, guys, let's go. Like, share, subscribe. All appreciate that. Yes, Joe Powell, big up, brother. Hey mate, how are you? Fine, man. I'm back. Let's do this, isn't it? This weekend will be difficult for LFC. Yeah, 100%. I've got no doubt about that, bro. No matter whatever it is in the league, it's always going to be difficult. It's not those type of games like you're going to go into it and you're confident in winning. I remember last season they bullied us on the pitch. They battered us on the pitch. They won every first ball, second ball, third ball with ease as well, and that was unacceptable for a team that was challenging for the title. And that was actually one of the games that dropped us down the table. If we would have won that game, I think we would have been in the title race still. But the players wasn't up for it for some reason, and we got bullied off the pitch. We got bullied off the pitch, man. On the pitch, sorry, on the pitch. This is real derby, Goodison Park, one at Anfield. We always beat them. We'll see, Callum. We'll see, brother. We'll see, mate. My favorite fixture this game. Yes, Callum. It's the derby. And it's a local one, isn't it? And the most important thing is if we beat them at Goodison in their last game, we'll have that over them. And they could never say anything about that as well. Merry Xmas, Neverton. Big up, Cedric, as always, brother. But get the comments through, man. Get the comments through. Ask me any questions, innit? That's what I'm here for. Do you think the players know how important this game is, the derby? Cedric, what's important is the experienced players out there, such as Alisson, such as Trent, such as Van Dijk, such as Gomez, such as Salah. They're there. I mean, they've been there before. They know what the importance of it is because they've been here 10 years almost, majority of them. And you got Curtis Jones, who's a scouser as well. Tyler Morton, local boys. So I think they do know the importance of this game, and we have to, like, as a fan base, remind them what game this is. And you're not gonna you're not gonna get out of Goodison Park without getting probably knocks here and there, because they are gonna go all in. We might get some injuries, unfortunately, if the referees don't do their job right. So yes, listen. The whole team knows the importance of this game. It's not just like a derby. It's important for us, for our title aspiration. You know what I mean? We've got a title to fight for. And if we don't beat Everton away, we've got a problem, because the points are slowly, catching up. We don't want to make our rivals happy all the time. I'll tell you why. Because we're playing first. So when you get the points on the board, there's pressure on the likes of Chelsea, the likes of Arsenal, the likes of Man City. So when the pressure is on them, they will make a lot of mistakes in their games that will probably result into a loss or a draw. They will probably win. That can happen. But you know what I mean? The more pressure that we put on our, title rivals, the better for us. But as for your question, the importance of this game, the players already know. Like I said, some of them have been there for at least 10 years now. So they should know. They should know.
So my boss tells me what to do. So if your players don't do what you ask them to do,
but I hope I give them better tips than the ones you get them.
Obviously, you've taken part in derbies before. I mean, it's Feyenoord Sparta, isn't it? And obviously, the Klassiker is Feyenoord against Ajax, isn't it? So what are you expecting from your first league Merseyside derby, particularly as it's the last Merseyside derby at Goodison Park, potentially?
Yeah, I think it's going to be special for everyone, for all the fans that are involved, for the players that are involved, and as well for the managers. To be part of this game is already special. Then to be part of the last one in Goodison Park makes it probably even more special. But yeah, it's only a nice experience if the result goes your way. So that is where we are focusing on most for this game.
Would it be added satisfaction to take all 3 points because it is the last one at Goodison Park, or is it purely just about 3 points because of where you are in your season now?
I never speak about 3 points before a game. You can only talk about this after the game, especially if you face a team like Everton that have done so well in the last 3 or 4 games, 3 clean sheets, a very good game during the week against Wolves.
Yeah, they battered Wolves the other day, guys. Trust it to be before the Liverpool game as well. But they will be on a high, and they will think like they're going to go into this game, of winning. They'll be full of confidence, but that can be a mistake as well. You know what I mean? the most dangerous team is a team that's wounded. Everton are no longer wounded. They are actually playing, good football, and they are winning games now. So that's to our advantage. It depends how we take care of this game. Are we gonna go in it with the mentality, oh damn, it's Everton, they're gonna, try to injure us, they're gonna, fight for every ball, or are we gonna go into it, we have to win this game, we have to battle Everton, and we make sure we win every first ball, second ball, third ball. Because with Everton, the issue that I have with these type of games, especially the Newcastle one you saw the other day, every battle we lose, and that's not the way of champions. You have to win every header that's in the air. You have to win the grand jewels. You have to make sure um, the opponents fear you some way somehow during the game, especially in the first 20 minutes. Get the early goal, put pressure on them, because the more time you get early goals, the more the opposition, they come out of position. And I've seen us, we've had a few corners in certain games, but we don't make the most of it. I looked at the set pieces against Newcastle, and I looked at the set pieces against Man City. It's night and day. If you look at the Man City game, we more or less won every set piece that we went up for. If you look at the Newcastle game, every single time Pope grabbed the ball from the air. So while we're preparing for set pieces in, against teams like Man City, but not Newcastle, if we make those Newcastle set pieces count, then we could have probably walked away with 5-2 win or something like that. The more goals you're ahead, the more chance of winning games, if you know what I mean. And yeah, it was frustrating. It was very, very frustrating. We need to start making set pieces count. Look at Arsenal, guys. Every set piece they have is a threat, because they are they are willing to put their body on the line. And I don't think enough of our players can really do that. We've got a striker at front with a ponytail who looks like Andy Carroll now, who doesn't put his body on the line. If you look at that chance where Gakpo headed the ball across the box, Fowler would have just, even Ian Rush, they would have just jumped on that chance. Make sure they are, in a position they could tap it in. Or, they put their body on the line. Even if they get to hit the post, the ball is going to go in the back of the net. And unfortunately, Darwin Nunez is not that type of striker. I backed him for 2 years, guys. I gave him all the opportunities as possible, as a Liverpool fan always does. But this is his third season, and we're still waiting for him to, be consistently scoring. If you're not doing that right now, it's time to go, in my opinion. It's too much, Nunez going around Anfield, but there's no result at the end of it, which is, him putting the ball back at the net, which we bought him for 85 million. That's a waste of money now. That's a lot of money wasted. And I know it goes to 85 million. It depends on what you win and all this stuff, the goals you score. But still, this is the money we put down for him, and he's not doing nothing, man. Big up John Conway as always, bro. Big up, bro. Big up. Yeah. So yeah, Darwin. I've done. I'm not gonna defend him anymore. Is now what Darwin needs to do is defend himself. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. I think the fan base have done their bit for the last 3 seasons. Do you want a striker that's playing against you, or do you want a striker that's playing for you? So this is what he's got to think about. You know what I mean? The fans have backed me through difficult stages. Now I have to reward them with getting goals in the games that I play. I don't want 1 goal every other game. I want to see 2, 3, goals in a game or something. Show us a proper striker, like a Shearer, like a Fowler, like a Rush. This is what we need, and he's not showing us that, which is frustrating. 3 seasons, guys, that's too much, man.
So yeah, we know we have to be ready for a tough game against a good side, against a well-managed side as well. So, and probably the fans will be loud. I would say just as loud as the Newcastle ones, but probably these ones are even going to be louder. So we have to be prepared for everything for this game.
Just in terms of who you might get back, is it only Alisson potentially? Is he even ready yet? And just how's Caoimhin as well? Just because obviously I know the disappointment at the end of the game against Newcastle, but he's got plenty of credit in the bank already for what he's done this season.
No, definitely. It was on 1-0 where Joe Gomez made a mistake, and they went 1-2 or semi, saved it. That could have been the 2-0. So he saved us in that moment. So maybe he saved us a point, because if we were going 2-0 down, you never know what could happen afterwards. But things would have been even harder for us. Unfortunately for Caoimhin, and that is the position he's in, if you make a mistake as a goalkeeper or you make a misjudgment, it's very difficult for someone else to cover it up for you. He's done that a few times for us. If someone else makes a mistake, a player, he's always there to help us.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, we as a team,
he made a great point there, the manager. You know, like the amount of saves Caoimhin makes. Hopefully, I said his name. I'm not very good with names, innit? People forget. Especially in that game, there was one time Gordon was through and he tried to nutmeg him and he saved it. There's a game against Man City, De Bruyne was through, tried to nutmeg him and he saved it. So the kid has saved us a few times. So like, where's the support? Where is this negativity all of a sudden from praise, like praising him, to negativity come from? I don't understand. Everybody, they're only human. Everybody makes mistakes, guys. That's what you need to understand. We make mistakes in our own jobs, in life in general. So give the guy a chance to rectify that, instead of like just saying to him, get out of here, get Alisson back in goal. We don't need this guy, like he's rubbish. Sometimes, a mistake like that can be beneficial. Imagine, like I said in the beginning, making this mistake. We're 1 point ahead in the last game of the season and we lose the league because of that, making it at the end of the season. That's what I'm trying to say. Like making that decision at the end of the season, what he did against Newcastle, that'd be a travesty. So now going forward, I guarantee you he won't do the same thing again. It can't happen, because it's happened already. Now he will grab that ball, or he will punch it if you can't grab it, just for a corner or something like that. So it's a learning curve, guys. It's only 12, 13 games of the season. So let's take it easy here. We're overreacting. We haven't lost a game. We've got a draw. We didn't start well. The Newcastle team was more up for it than us for some reason. I don't know why. So listen, there's a long way to go. Mistakes making in the beginning of the season is okay. It's at the second part of the season which will be a problem. So yeah, let's take it easy, man. Take it easy. Back the guy, man. Back the guy. Don't be out of order. Don't be out of order. Don't be those silly fans that only supports when you're winning.
we're not able to help him mostly if he misjudges the ball, because he's our last player. But I think he's in a good place. Although he's disappointed like all the others, because we dropped points from a winning situation 1 minute before the end. But he can go into this game with a lot of confidence. Let that be clear.
Are they not ready yet, then?
Not ready yet, no. But he will be ready very soon.
Arne, going into this Merseyside derby, you've got a lot of players in your squad that have experienced the atmosphere, know what it's all about. So to what extent do you lean on them going into a game like this?
Not particularly, because they've played that game, but as a manager, you always lean on your players, because you can make up a good game plan or a great game idea. But it always depends on the players, if they are ready to work very hard and to play at their best. So you always lean on your players, not particularly in Everton away, but in every game you play.
And what do you know about the Merseyside derby? What has people around here told you about it?
People told me about it, but I think the main thing I have to know is their playing style, what we can expect. And you need to be aggressive if you go over there, because they will be aggressive as well. But you have to be aggressive in a smart way, because last season we were very aggressive when we went out there, because I watched the game back yesterday. And after half an hour, I was a bit surprised, because Liverpool had the ball most of the time, but there were 10 fouls made by the Liverpool players and only one by an Everton player. So we have to be aggressive, but in a smart way. And especially because they are a big threat in set pieces as well. So every time we give away an unnecessary free kick, that is not smart. So yes, be aggressive, but in a concentrated and smart way.
Given what you've said there, then, how do you approach this game? How do you set your team up and send them out?
I think we want to be aggressive on the front
Thank
foot.
you very much.
Every game we play, that's not going to be different now, but we always make a game plan where we try to adjust about the threats the other team has and where we think we can hurt them. So that is the way we're going to look at this game as well. But every game, if you want to have a chance to win, you need to be very aggressive and you have to run a lot. And that is one of their strengths as well. They're a very, very hardworking team.
You know, the issue with Liverpool is, guys, like in games like this, especially the Newcastle game the other day, we're giving unnecessary free kicks in areas where the opposition could score from. If you look at the Arsenal game, Diaz did the same thing. There was about 2 warnings before that free kick when Moreno scored in the same area. I think they nearly scored from the 2 as well. And then he gave a third one and they scored from that one. Diaz was chasing back Barnes. He pushed Barnes from the back. Everybody thought it was Robertson that did that, but it wasn't Robertson. It was actually Diaz because he can't catch up with the player. I don't know. There's tactical fouls and there's stupid fouls. I think we do too many stupid fouls, which is too close to our box. If he done it in the halfway line, listen, I'll put my hands up. That's a great foul. But when you're doing it like 5 yards away from your box, it's the stupidest decisions you're doing. Especially when you're doing an at-swinger free kick, which Grumeri has done. And then Scher, I think his name is, went to the far post. Kelleher, misjudged the cross, and he tapped it in from there. As I said, if you don't like to defend set pieces, don't give set pieces away. Be smart with your challenges, and that's what we're not doing. And that's something the team, as a whole, as a coach, head coach, and all that, need to basically analyze, because it's too many times. There's too many times these things are happening. I've looked at it, like the goals that we concede is too similar to the last one. And from what I've seen of our team, we don't like to defend set pieces. We don't even like to, have a score from our own set pieces, let alone, defend them. So don't give, set pieces away in areas that can result into goals. Simple as that. Diaz was just too lazy. What pissed me off is Barnes was heading towards 3 players of Liverpool. He could have lost the ball. Diaz came out of nowhere, pushed him from the back, and then they got that free kick and they scored from it. And he did that against Arsenal as well. Go and look back at it. It's just too many incidents like that, and it's frustrating. Really, really frustrating. What I call it is lazy fouls. It's very lazy fouls. And I hope Diaz learns from this, because he has the tendency of doing this a lot. Too many times he does that, and it's frustrating. People, come on, man. Get in the comments. Say what you want to say, and, I'll read them out. Let's continue with Mr. Arne Slot.
So, yeah, if you want to talk about tactics, you first have to match their work rate, and that is what we can, because we've showed that in all the games we've played till now, that we are a team that works really hard as well. But that's also what we need if we go to Everton, because the team works really hard, and the fans of Everton will probably help them working even harder.
Everton have got form for targeting goalkeepers they perceive to be maybe a bit weak for set pieces. They did so against Tottenham last season with Vicario and scored from a set piece. Do you think, given the nature of the third goal on Wednesday, that are you expecting some of the same from Everton?
Big up, Jids, man.
I don't think Everton is the only team who is trying to block a goalkeeper or block the best header. That is, I think, if we were here 5, 6, 7 years ago, no.
Like with Everton, people need to understand that's all they got. Set pieces and things like that. They don't have no special ability to beat teams. They are set piece specialists. That's all they're good at. That's why they got big players. That's why they got players that's, willing to elbow you to get to the ball and things like that. This is the type of players they bought. And not only that, you look at the manager, Sean Dyche. That's what he is. He's not a very good manager. He's just a manager that can, keep teams up in the Premier League. He's like a modern day Sam Allardyce. That's what he is. No talent as a manager, but he's willing to keep teams in the Premier League with his brutal side of football, which is less attractive. It's not it's not part of the modern day, football as well. So expect those things. That's what Everton do. Don't give too many set pieces away. Make sure you keep possession. Make sure you don't give possession away, which can result into goals. And that's what we got to be smart at. Sometimes I see our passing from Trent, our passing from even McAllister. It's too much astray passes. It's not straight to feet. You can see the player right in front of you. You hit it wide from him. And not only that, it's the pace you hit the pass with as well, which is uncatchable. If you look back, Gravenberch, I'm fine with him. Soboslai, I'm fine. Jones, I'm fine with him. But it's McAllister and Trent that put us in trouble with their passes. McAllister's not going to play in this game because he's suspended anyway. But that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. There's too many passes, simple passes in games that we let opponents get off us, which leads to goals or chances for them, or set piece. So we got to like sort that out. There's something in the training ground. Is Trent and McAllister too arrogant or something? I don't understand. I see Trent when he loses the ball, he hasn't got the mentality of getting it back. He's too laid back. And that's something we've got to work on if he's still going to be here. Pass the ball to feet. I don't need you to keep passing the ball to the opponents for them to, attack us and nearly score a goal. Just be smart, man. You know what I mean? You know what's going to happen if you keep giving the ball away. We could concede goals, man. And there's too many of that. Not only that, you could concede goals. And, sometimes, they might get set piece out of that. And not only that, it could lead to injuries as well because you're making your player, your teammate, overextend their legs to get to a ball, which could, let the opponents come out of nowhere and take his leg out. It's a lot of things, man. It's a lot of things we've got to work on. And it's frustrating. And it's the same players that do it all the time. Go and look back at it, guys. It's the same freaking players. Big up, brother. Big up, man. Big up, AK. Old school. I know, bro. I know, bro. Realist. Yeah. Let's go back.
Nobody spoke that much about set pieces, and we're 5-6 years later, and now almost everyone is talking about set pieces and the importance of set pieces. And Everton is definitely a team that can score from a set piece, but we have some players that can score from a set piece as well. So we are focused on the ones we have to defend, but we also think about the ones we can get, because big games, so the ones against City, the ones against Arsenal, Chelsea, and all the others are a main thing in those games are set pieces. So
there you go, guys. And you say, I don't know what I'm talking about. No, listen, look back at the stream. I told you in the beginning, I don't watch Arne's press conferences until it's with you guys. Now, live, yeah? That's the only time I watch. He's saying, again, like every other streamer that I've been on, the same thing I'm saying. Why are we good against the likes of City and teams like that with set pieces? But when it comes to the smaller teams, we always struggle. And I said that. I said, look at the set pieces against Man City and look at the set pieces against Newcastle. Two different ones. That's what frustrates me. He's saying the same thing. This manager is intelligent, man. This manager is going to the top. He's already at the top, though.
Side derby is a big game. So set pieces is a big part of that as well.
Could be quite extreme weather tomorrow. Winds of 65 miles an hour forecast throughout the day. Is that much of a consideration for you?
Not at the moment, but the moment it is like this, you always have to take this in considerations in the choices you make. So, and I'm not talking about the lineup, but I'm talking about the execution of actions of the players. So if you have the wind in your back or not, that can have an influence on certain actions you have to make. So if it is like this, we take this into account. But again, there are many things we take into account before we start a game, but this could be one of them.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Is exactly what I said.
Newcastle, I know it's almost impossible to replicate what he does with what you have in the squad. So can you explain how him being in the side changes the dynamic? The side just differently with him in it to you not being in it?
Well, first of all, I think Jarell played quite a good game.
I don't think Kwanzaa played that bad. A lot of our fan base have been saying he's awful. Like he's making a lot of mistakes now. If you're about 6'4", 6'5" centre back playing as a right back, it's just madness, man. I just couldn't believe what I saw. We asked for that. You know what I mean? We are the ones who are responsible for Kwanzaa playing pretty poorly in the right back position. I thought when he played as a centre back, he was much better. Obviously, you should have considered a penalty, but it is what it is. You know, it evens out at the end. If you look at R1 Diaz, I thought it was a penalty as well, but the referee evened it out. The kid is going to make a lot of mistakes now. Last season, nobody knew what he was all about. Teams study players. Let's just be realistic. They analyze teams, see the weak points and strengths. And I think like now everybody knows about Kwanzaa and his qualities and his deficiencies. This is why he's struggling this season, because teams know how to play against him. This is something that he needs to improve. He's only 21, guys, so he's got a long way to go in his career. I thought we was wrong playing him as a right back. I thought Gomez should have played as a right back and Kwanzaa played as a centre back, because we conceded 3 goals anyway. You know what I mean? And the goals we conceded, it was awful because players are cutting in onto their favourite foot and shooting. Where's the blockage there? Where's the midfield that's going to come out of nowhere and block and help the defender out? I thought it was too easy. And don't forget, they had a couple of goals disallowed as well, Newcastle, with similar kind of, chances. Isak, I thought was phenomenal. I thought he ran the show, and you saw the goal he scored. What he was saying to Van Dijk, get out of here, you ain't that good. That's what he said to him. So I hope Van Dijk remembers that when next time he sees him, because that skinny guy was playing like he was Gianfranco Zola against Van Dijk. Next time when you see him, Van Dijk, make sure you put it on him, mate. Make sure you give him a dead leg. Make sure you're very close to him as well, because you guys were too far away from that guy. That's why he took the shot and scored. If you're like this, that shot will go in. If you're like that, the shot will go in. So think about what I'm saying. Players like this, they want to play well against the best. And I thought Isak, it's not the first time. Even in his debut at Anfield, he scored a goal, and he played the same way against our defense. Hopefully, Konate will be back in the next game against them at Anfield, because he needs to be dealt with. He needs to be hurt. You know what I mean? The guy is not like, Alan Shearer. He's not built like he's got muscles or anything like that. You hurt players like that who take the piss. You know what I mean? This is what the manager said in the press conference. We're not aggressive. We need to be more aggressive. If you're challenging for titles, you can't be Mr. Nice Guy. You got to be Mr. Evil at times as well. So this is what we've got to do. Yeah, let's get back, man. Yeah, I thought Van Dijk was awful. I know some people don't agree with that, but listen, the way Isak handled him, cool. And he's doing that afterwards, get out of here. To Van Dijk, man, next time, Van Dijk, you know what to do, bro. You know what to do.
From what's been told to me, not everybody is agreeing with me, but if you just look back at the game, then you saw that in his 1v1s he had no problems. The few times that Anthony Gordon was a threat, he was not involved in those moments. But if Connor is available, I think he's a similar type than Trent when he plays as a right fullback. He's also someone who tries to attack the goal, wants to make the underlaps and the overlaps, like you saw against Real Madrid, for example, where he almost scored. But if we play with Giroud, it's a different type of player. So he's then more, like the way Ben White's maybe fills that position in. He's a bit more behind the ball, playing ball through the lines instead of underlapping, overlapping all the time. So that makes a difference if Giroud plays there or Trent plays there. It's not that much of a difference if Connor or Trent plays there. But Trent and Connor have had big impact on our offensive game if they play.
There's a few things we've got to talk about here, guys. In regards to obviously the team, we haven't got the strength and depth, in the squad. So we've got to use whatever we can. Not everybody's going to be fit in every game. You saw the performances from Gravenberch. Gravenberch didn't kick a ball in that game. Gravenberch actually struggled throughout the game. So it's one game too many for people like that. And we put ourselves in that situation. Imagine that we signed players at the beginning of the season. Where we would be? We would be way clear. Not 11 points, probably more than that. We'd probably win that Nottingham Forest game at home as well. So we put ourselves in this situation. You can't blame anybody else. So, now, the squad is showing how thin it is. That's why, the likes of Gravenberch, McAllister, their performances is like this. It's not like, up every single time. And the lack of competition for places in that area will make your performances go up and down, because not only there's no one behind you pushing you, they're fatigued. You're fatigued. It's too much, running. There's too much, different formation you're playing against. That's going to affect you as a player. And that's what's happening, man. That's what's happening, to the likes of Gravenberch and McAllister. What I've noticed about McAllister is when it's a bigger pitch, the lack of athleticism affects him. That's why he causes a lot of fouls. But then again, you look at the referee in the other game. Every challenge was a yellow card, even if it's your first, which was like, I didn't know what he was thinking. You know what I mean? You gotta take care of games like that. Let the players decide on the pitch what they're gonna do. But if you're giving yellow cards, even it out properly, man. Don't just give yellow cards to one and then you ignore the other one, which is very strange. But like I said, with Gravenberch and McAllister, the squad with a lack of depth is affecting them now, man. There's too many games, man. Too many games, thick and fast, every 3 days now. It's crazy. But people, come on, start chatting to me, man. Have your say.
For sure.
McAllister suspended for this game. You're fortunate that the midfielders you've got now available have all had game time, so you've got options there, to replace them.
That's the good thing. The downside to it is that I think that these players hardly make any fouls, but they're already. Ryan is also 1 card away from being suspended, so that is something for us to be aware of. How that is possible, because we hardly make any fouls, and McAllister won in Newcastle. You could argue.
That's poor, man.
If you saw all the decisions that we made afterwards, if it was so correct that he got a yellow for that. But during a season that players will be suspended, and it's always a moment where you feel like, we could have used him. But the good thing for us is we've got the main 4 midfielders that have played with Dom, Curtis, Ryan, and Maka. One of them is not available at the moment, so still 3 left. And Harvey Elliott is on his way back. So I think that line is not our main worry at the moment. But our main worry is, of course, I think at this moment, if you look at how close they're all back for playing time, it's only 3 injuries left, and that's in our last line with Diogo being close to being back.
That's good.
Federico being close to being back, and the same for Alisson. So that means that only Ibu, Connor, and Costas are a bit further away from playing time.
Oh, man.
Hi, Arne. How much extra pressure do you and the players feel being top and other teams waiting for you to slip up?
Do you guys remember, a lot of us were saying it's to do with the coaching, and which is why the players get injured a lot. We was blaming, the way Klopp, coaches the team, Pep Linders. I think now we finally realize it's nothing to do with the coaching. It's the players. They're very fragile, if you know what I mean, guys. And the reason I say that is because it's the same players all the time, apart from Conor Bradley, of course. But it's the same players all the time that get injured. Jota, Konate, Alisson. The list goes on. It's always the same guys. So now we've got a different head coach, different coaching staff, different way of getting the players fit, but we're still suffering the same thing, which I believe it's just the players that it's the way they're built. I mean, I think they're just fragile, man. I think every single time you put an impact on them, they get injured. That's the way it is, and this is what we've got to start thinking about in the future as well. Can we cope with this on a consistent basis, or can we rectify it by signing new players and letting those players go? Because we faced this before. It ain't the first time, if you know what I mean. Like in the 90s, we had a player called Jamie Redknapp. He was our best midfielder at the time. Not the greatest midfielder, but at the time he was our best midfielder. What was his issues? Being available. Then you look at Daniel Agger. What was his issues? One of the best defenders we had in years. What was his issues, Daniel Agger? Being injured. Sturridge after that. What was his issues? Being injured. So what I'm trying to say is, with these players, the more they get injured, the more years you waste. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. And the more years you waste, the more time it will take you to improve as a team to win titles, because you keep waiting for them, if you know what I mean. So Sturridge, like 4 or 5 years we've been waiting for him to get fit and to be the striker that we want him to be after those horrific injuries that he had. Agger, same amount of years. Redknapp, same amount of years. It's just too much time wasted in a position that's not only important to the team, but important for the availability as well. Because there's areas on the pitch that you need those players to be available consistently, and that's in midfield, that's a striker as well, and as a centre back. So the spine of the team, I'm trying to say, and these players play in the spine of the team, and they are hardly available. So I'm looking at Jota. How much more can I take of Jota being injured all the time? Yes, the injury was impact. Someone jumping on him, hitting his rib. Did he need an operation? Not really. I mean, so he's just waiting at home while he gets the clear, like he gets cleared to play again. And it shouldn't be like that. He should be available all the time. I've seen worse injuries on players in the past that came back the week after, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I think, certain players, this is going to be a regular thing. It's never going to change. And, you got to cut your losses. We bought Jota to replace Origi's and players like that to be the difference in the title race, after the season that we won it. We haven't won a title since Origi was here, man. How embarrassing is that? You know what I mean? So, I'm not being harsh. I'm just being a realist. Like, what do we want? Do we want titles, or do we want to be nice people that just love players for loving players for reasons just to love players because you like them, what they do now and again on the pitch? It's a weird one, man. It's a weird one. Like, he's been here 4 seasons or 5, more than that, I think. Yeah, 5 or something like that, and he's suffering the same setbacks season in, season out. It's not even like 2 weeks injuries, guys. Like, it's about a month sometimes, 2 months sometimes. Can you imagine if he stayed fit last season? When he got injured against Brentford, away, when the guy, same thing, jumped on him. Can you imagine if he stayed fit? We probably would have won the league because his goals are important. Salah wanted the AFCON. Jota took over the right side and, took us to the next level. We was winning games even when Salah wasn't here. So, yeah, man. How much more can we take of this? That's the question I'm asking, guys. Like, how much more? Because this is too many seasons now. And we're facing the same issues again and again. Different coaches, different head coach. Klopp is no longer here. We can't even blame Klopp for, running players to the ground anymore. Yeah, man. Sad.
I think if you play for Liverpool, every day you feel pressure because you play at a big club and everybody expects one thing from us, and 2 things from us, that we win and that we play good football. So that's also the good thing, that these players are used, that this is expected from them. So if we're top of the league or we're 2nd, 3rd or 4th, people expect from us to win, and people expect us to win in a certain way. And that pressure is always there. And I think if you play at this level, if you work at this level, you like this pressure for the simple reason that players are able to do what is expected from them. So it's much harder if you, for example, have to stay above the relegation zone and you're in a team like, it's quite hard for us to achieve this. But we've got the quality to do what we are doing at the moment, winning games and playing good football. And there's always pressure.
I'd rather have pressure than no pressure, man. You know what I mean? I want to win titles, guys. You know what I'm saying? Everton 2, Liverpool 5. For me, it's too many goals, but okay. Confidence, Callum. Jit says, I'm so worried for Grav. I feel this might be one game too many in a row. Yeah, spot on, Jit. I agree with you, bro. But it's our fault. It's nobody else to blame but ourselves. You don't go into a season with signing no players, bro. You don't do that. You don't do that, man. If you're serious title contenders, that is.
If you are at a club like Liverpool, like at Arsenal, like at City, like at Chelsea.
Hi, Arne. You mentioned Ryan is 1 yellow card away from suspension. In the last 3 games, he's had a yellow card in the first half of games. I don't know whether or not his the fear of a second yellow played a part in his substitution at Newcastle. And how do you speak to your players when, as you mentioned, sometimes the referee's decisions don't go their way, but there's about finding that line of lawful aggression in games?
We don't talk about the referee decisions with the players, especially not after the game. That's of no use. Sometimes they're in favor of you, sometimes they're maybe against you. So there's no use of talking about that, not over here and not with the players. when it comes to Ryan, the reason why I took him off, because he played every single game he played. It was like almost
There you go,
impossible
Jits.
for me to take him off because he played so well. You're like, oh, if I take him off now, what happens with the team then? It's a bit exaggerated, but you know what I mean. And this game, especially first half wasn't his best, like for the whole team. First 10 minutes as a team, we started to play better. He as well. But this was a game where I felt like maybe someone else can do as a minimum the same, and that will rest him a bit then as well, because he's played so many games already.
There you go.
And that's why we chose to. We were, I think, also 2-1 down at that moment, so it was maybe a smart decision to go even more offensive with Curtis as an attacking midfielder in the role as a number 6. So there were again a few factors that made us taking him off, but he will start tomorrow.
Well done.
Thanks, Arne.
Cheers, Anna.
Well, you can see, people, it will start tomorrow. Guys, like I say, I'm back. So please, hit the likes, hit the subscription and all that stuff. I hope you're enjoying this. Me breaking down, Liverpool, what we could do, what we shouldn't do, and things like that. I've been trying to build a family on this channel, like something for us, different from other channels. No offense, obviously they got their own way of obviously doing their own stuff. So yeah, let's just build this channel together and take it to the next level, man, because I'm looking forward to like what's to come, because I've got a lot of plans for it, man, a lot of plans. So yeah, that's the press conference. You can see Ryan Gravenberch will start in the next game, as Arne Slot said. That's one thing we know. I think Kelleher is going to start. Obviously Alisson's far away, he said. Jota's not too far. Sorry, Addison's not too far. Jota's not too far. It's just, I think he said Bradley and Konate. That's the only one. But Chiesa is back. He scored a goal the other day. So as you can see, people, we're the 12:30 kickoff. We're back to our normal kickoffs. Last game at Goodison Park. Are Liverpool gonna leave them, behind? Guys, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here for a bit. I want to check out, TalkSport, what other people are saying on the streams. I'm free today, man. I want to chill out with you guys today. So see what rival fans are saying in the football terrace and, places like that. I saw Mr. Igal saying something, trying to rile up the Everton fans. You know how Igal is, guys. He's desperate. You know what I mean? He's not trusting his team to get them over the line. He's asking other teams to beat, their rivals and things like that, which is weird. So as you can see, guys, we're the 12:30 kickoff. Villa versus Southampton, Brentford versus Newcastle, Crystal Palace versus Man City. That's going to be a difficult game, Crystal Palace haven't got a good record at home, but they always beat Man City away, as far as I'm aware, back in the day. So yeah, that's going to be difficult, especially with no Rodri there. Man City don't have those players that can put their foot in where it hurts. So as Crystal Palace do, so yeah, it's going to be a difficult game for them. They could drop points in that, Man City. You heard it here first. And then you got Man United versus Nottingham Forest at Old Trafford. This one, it's not going to be easy for Arsenal, in my opinion. I think, Fulham can take away points. It could be a draw as well. Arsenal, just stop them taking a set piece. You know what I said here? You know how you could stop Arsenal? By taking those set pieces on a regular basis. They start off in the far post, innit, before the set piece is taken. Get about 4 players, let the other ones defend. Get about 4 players and make sure your arms are crossed with each other. Like we're all holding each other like this. Like what you do in a set piece or something. And then, when they start running, you block their path. It's like teams don't prepare for things like that. That's what I'll do as a coach. I'll make sure they don't run into the middle of the box, if you know what I mean, guys. But for some reason, teams just allow them to do that. Put your arms across 4 players. Make sure you block their path. It's just simple common sense. But it doesn't it's weird. They keep doing the same goals every time. They start at the far post. The corner is about to be taken. They get into the middle of the box and they head of the ball in. But if you block the path, that won't happen. It's madness, man. It's madness. Even the goalkeeper, judge the ball. See where the ball is going. Punch everything in front of it. Don't care as long as you're going for the ball. Same goals every time, man. It's pathetic. I got Ipswich, I guess Bournemouth. 2 good teams, I agree. That's a toss of a coin. I don't know who's going to win that one. Could be a draw, probably. Leicester versus Brighton. Leicester won, obviously, their previous game with the Ruud van Nistelrooy as their manager now. He's got, fresh ideas. The new manager bounce. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be very interesting. And then you got Tottenham versus Chelsea. I might do a live watch along on UFT on that one. Please go and subscribe to my other channel, UFT. That's for every team. I might do a watch along for that. It's very interesting. Like the Tottenham manager is under pressure. I think some of the fan base are saying get him out. It's sad. It's very, very sad. And then you got West Ham versus Wolverhampton, the W's on Monday. That's at 8 o'clock kickoff. So yeah, there you go, people. These are the games. Let's go look back at it. There you go. That's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So yeah, Monday Night Football is back. That's going to be very interesting if results don't go the right way, because we expect every team at the top to win their games, don't we? So if it doesn't happen, Monday Night Football is going to be very interesting. You can see the league, people. We're 7 points clear of Chelsea and Arsenal. And Man City, obviously, right behind that. You got Brighton, you got Fulham, told you Fulham, guys. Don't underestimate, them and Arsenal. Don't underestimate. There's 6 there, bro. Look, 22 points. 22 points. That's not bad, man. Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Tottenham, Brentford, Newcastle, Man United, West Ham, Everton, and Leicester City. Can you imagine Everton get relegated this season and then they play in the Championship with their new stadium? Can you imagine that though? That's madness. That'd be sick. That'd be the biggest laughing stock ever, man. I'm telling you guys. Big up, Cedric, man. Thanks for the hard work. I appreciate that, bro. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. Exactly. Victor says, big up, Victor, man. Haven't seen you for a bit. 2-2 City, yeah. 2-0, yeah. Callum, if you're that confident, I'm with you, bro. Because people are underestimating Fulham, which shocks me. They got 22 points already this season, bro, and they're very good at home. They're very good at home, if you know what I mean. So yeah, as you can see the table, guys. Like, imagine Everton playing in the Championship in their new stadium. That'd be the biggest laughing stock ever. We could hold that over them for years and years, man. Let's get them relegated, man. Stop all this nicey. We want the Merseyside derby nonsense, man. Just get them out of the league, man. They wouldn't feel sorry for you if it's the other way around. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, guys. If it's the other way around, I don't think Everton will feel sorry for us. So people need to relax with that shit, man. Yeah, man. Appreciate everybody that's on, man. Hit the likes, hit the subscription, get in the comments. You know what I mean? There's more stuff to come. I'll be here for a bit. I want to see what the ref watches, so we could look into that. Hopefully it will allow me. Yeah, let me see if it's a video. If it's a video, no, it wouldn't allow me actually. Let me check something else. Let me check TalkSport, what they're saying. I like this, man. I like just chatting and just chilling with you guys. It's my favorite. That's how I wanted to build a channel. As I said, I want to do it organically. I don't want to owe anyone anything. I just want to do my own thing, and I enjoy it like this. I really enjoy doing my own thing, man, because it doesn't put me under pressure. I don't have to do things what people want me to do. I just enjoy it, man. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So yeah, let's look at this one. Let's listen to Gabby Agbonlahor and Ali McCoy, what they're saying. I like Ali McCoy, man. Ex-Rangers player, Sunderland player. If you people don't know that, back in the day, top striker, man. Top striker. Let's see what he's saying. Let's see what he's saying about the Merseyside derby. Gabby Agbonlahor is just a tool. Yeah, stuff it upstairs, isn't it?
If you're feeling downbeat this morning, just have a listen to this. Yes. One of my favourite callers in a long, long time. This was Steve, the Everton fan, and he was demanding positivity.
If we start being negative about our football club, we're going to go down. If we get rid of Sean Dyche, we will go down. We stick with Sean Dyche. We stick with the ins and outs. Them players need to have a look at themselves. Them players need to have a real good look at themselves and say, do you know what, Gaffer? I left it all out there for you today. They didn't against Brentford. They didn't against United. And tonight, as the faithful, we need to get Goodison Park rocking between now and the end of the season, what we've always done. Sean Dyche needs us. He doesn't need to tell him something that he already knows. We need to keep positive, and we need to keep what we need to keep with. Because until we get players, Everton are going to be a bottom 6 club, and it's going to take another 2 seasons before we get out of the bottom 6. Because we need players, we need more quality in that squad. We need about 4 or 5 players to get to the next level. We need to be the best of a bad bunch. But please, Everton, please, the faithful, it's easy to point at Dice. It's easy to point at the players. That's not going to get us anywhere. Stay positive, get Goodison Park rocking, and we'll fight again.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Gav. I mean, that was inspirational stuff there from Steve. So inspirational, in fact. This is what happened last night.
Everton 4, Wolves 0. A huge result. A good one for Everton, who entered.
That's a proper fan, isn't it, guys? Like, in normal circumstances, they'll say, like, get the players out, get the manager out. But when you're down in the dumps, it's difficult because each time you change managers, nothing ever changes. Each time you change players, nothing ever changes. So sometimes, like I said earlier, when the negativity sets in, it destroys, the confidence of the players, and this is what this fan has done. And look at the result after that.
The day 2 points above the bottom 3, a bad one for Wolves, who remain in the Premier League relegation zone.
Right, I'm going to tell you right now, the good news is, and it's great news, we're joined again this morning by Steve. Steve, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Steve.
Yeah, good morning, Ali. Good morning, Gabby. How am I? What do you think, lads?
Well, I'm telling you right now, and I'm not going to kid you on, right? I'm going to tell you the truth. See, when I was sitting watching the football last night, and you know what it's like, you're flicking over channels, I'm seeing games, and I'm seeing Everton go 3, 4. And I did actually think about you, mate. I thought to myself, what a night that man's having.
Unbelievable, Ali. Where's that performance been?
Incredible.
I mean, not just as a group of players, but individually as well. I mean, it's no secret, this level, more so with Everton, I think every player's got to be at it, Ali.
Yeah.
And there wasn't one player there last night that I can actually say, do you know what? He wasn't at it.
What about the game at the weekend? I was saying to Gabby, I don't know if you heard, Steve, I'm down at the weekend. I love going there. I love that derby game. I'm going to really enjoy it. Obviously, a lot of talk about been the last league game between the two sides at Goodison. How special is that going to be, particularly for the Evertonians?
Ali, they're always special, even more so now. It's the last one. And I just think that if anyone hasn't told Mr. Slot, he needs to get some earplugs, mate. Because I tell you what, we're coming. We are coming, Ali. We had the perfect tonic there yesterday, and I think vocally we weren't as good as what we were, but we were all sucking on our lozenges, our cough lozenges, and we were all just getting the old cords ready, Ali, for them on Saturday. Because believe you me, Ali, honestly, win, lose or draw, we're going to be talking about this game Monday morning. Trust me.
Well, brilliant, mate. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Listen, I've got to say to you, mate, I'm up here in Glasgow. It's weather's miserable. Everyone's at work. I think we're all needing a boost, to be quite honest with you, Steve. And I can't think of MD better to get the nation going again, mate. Can you do it for us?
Ali, my message to them football people out there, listen, I slept like a baby last night, Everton winning and Liverpool drawing. And I'll tell you now, and I'll stick my nose out there, because I've said this before, Ali, there's only Liverpool fans that love Liverpool. No one else likes them. I'm telling you now, Mr. Slot, we're coming after you, brother. We're coming after you. And I'll stick my nose out, Ali. I hope you get...
I told you, people. Unfortunately, there's Liverpool fans, obviously same family as the Evertonians, that don't want them relegated. They don't want to put them in a bad situation. I'm thinking to myself, look at the Everton fans, what they're saying about us. I mean, they mock us as well. And we just sit there and just accept it. That's what I don't understand. Get that team relegated. They are willing to stop you winning the Premier League, but you don't willing to give it, to them like back. It doesn't make sense, guys. Honestly, like I can't stand Evertonians. I really can't, man.
No injuries. I hope Salah doesn't get injured Saturday. I hope Van Dijk doesn't get injured Saturday. I hope they stay fit to the end of the season. And when Arsenal lift that trophy, Mr. Slot's got no excuses. They haven't felt it yet, Ollie. I want to see Mr. Slot when he's under pressure. When you win him, it's lovely. We're coming for you, Saturday, brother. We're waiting for you. Come on, Mr. Slot.
Brilliant, Steve. Brilliant, Steve.
Come on.
Come on.
I tell you.
Scumbag. Look at that, guys. Scum of the world, Everton fans. Scum of the world. Listen, man, I'm telling you, tomorrow I'm looking forward to going to Goodison Park and battering you at your fucking ground, you scumbags. I can't wait. You will have that in your freaking, hearts, everything, forever. Because it's your last game at Goodison Park. And we're going to have that over you forever. Can't wait. Can't wait. Scumbags, mate. Scum of the earth. Can't stand Everton, mate. I'm sorry. I don't give a shit if your families together at the both football clubs. We need to get this team out of there, man. If they're willing to, do whatever it takes to ruin our season, injure our players and all that stuff, we should do it tenfold the other way around, man. Fuck them. Fuck Everton, man.
I tell you what I want.
Brilliant.
I tell you what I wouldn't mind, Gab. I wouldn't mind knowing what Steve's blood pressure is. I mean, if that's him 3 days before the game, can you imagine what Steve's like before kickoff?
Ali, that's what it's all about, though, isn't it?
Magic.
Look how excited he is now for the next game after that result last night. And you do sleep like a baby, Ali, when your team wins.
Brilliant.
I slept the best I've slept in weeks, mate, last night. Honestly,
even
like a baby.
Even the boys at the Rangers game last night come in, do you know what I mean? They're just
happy.
I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
Big smile on their face. We don't ask a lot, do we? We don't ask.
Scumbags, mate. How can you come on the radio show and say things like that? I can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait. We will hold that over them forever, guys. Imagine you beat Everton at Goodison in the last game ever, like in the Merseyside derby. Come on, man. You can't get better than that. We have to beat them. I swear, man, if we don't win that game, man, it's going to be a long, long, long day, man. I'm telling you, a long day. Enough, man. Enough. You got to shut their mouths. This is the team that, injured Thiago when he first came to Liverpool, injured Van Dijk and took him out for the whole season. This is the team that did that. And we're here defending them. It's a friendly derby. It's not friendly to me, mate. Fuck them. Get them out. Done with that bullshit. Stop being nicey. There's no time being nicey to these people. Get them relegated, man. Enough now. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of, us being good to these people, man. Enough. Let's go. Let's see what their players are going to say. Mr. Gerrard.
Great to be speaking to you, and great to be speaking to you after such an important victory as well. How much did last night and that victory over Wolves mean to you?
Yeah, it was massive. I think I think we've been unlucky in some of the results we've had. Obviously, coming off the back of the Man United game, which was difficult. It's a difficult result to take. And I think it was the best thing that we could have done was to bounce back the way we did. I think we put in a really solid performance for the whole 90 minutes, and I think it puts us in good stead for the game coming up at the weekend.
Was that the best you feel the side have played since you've come back into it?
Yeah, definitely. I think we pressed well as a team. We pressed from the front and we caused them problems. And then when we had the ball, we were direct and we were threatening behind and to feet. And I think you seen all night we created chances right to the end. And even when the subs came on, we still created chances, and hopefully we can take that into the game of the weekend.
And a clean sheet as well. The stats don't lie. When you play, Everton are significantly more likely to keep a clean sheet. I think all 4 or 5 have been when you've been in the side this year, which must be nice from your point of view.
Yeah, it's good. I think I said recently, it's about a team as well. Clean sheets aren't just for the defenders, it's for the whole team. And I think yesterday, the way we pressed from the front meant we didn't have as much to do at the back. And I think if we can continue doing that, we'll create more chances as well, which will score more goals and hopefully keep clean sheets.
Where do you feel now in terms of your game, your fitness? Obviously, a slow start to the season because of the injury, pulled out of the recent England squad. So where do you feel you're up to?
Yeah, I'm still finding my feet, I think, a little bit. There's still parts in games where I think I could be a little bit better, but you know, I've only played 4 or 5 games now in the Premier League. Other people played that I'm coming up against 13 games, you know, so it's difficult to find my feet as quickly as I like to, but you know, I'm just taking every game as it comes, just trying to get through every game and feel good in my body.
Listen, guys, this game's gonna be tough, man. 12:30 kickoff as well. Oh man, you know the best thing about it is we don't have to travel far. You know what I mean? We're still in Merseyside, so it's only across the park. You know what I mean? A stone throw away. So yeah, I can't wait for it. Really, waking up in my own bloody bed at last. You know what I mean? I'm not doing night shifts or anything like that. And you know, looking forward to a game like this. Yeah, but I want to show you something in here. You know, let's listen to Mr. Igal, who's, you know, criticizing Liverpool as always. All of a sudden, you know, they become title challengers and, you know, they're the best team in the world, according to him. Yeah, so we'll see what he's saying, innit? That's all we can do. Come on, Callum, what are you saying, bro? 2-2, yeah, here we go. Blue shot. Of course, man, that's just a derby, lad. And them tackles are what is the best about the derby. Yes, bro, 100% Callum, to be fair, yeah. We haven't won at Goodison for 3 seasons, lost and a draw last 2 games. I remember the last time I think we beat them was the quad seasons, wasn't it? When Jota did that little flick and scored that goal with, I think it was his left foot. That's the last time I think we beat them over there. So yeah, it's been a while, innit? It's been a while. It's time, innit? It's time. We've got no choice but to beat them. We just got to be smart in this game, bro. Like if they're aggressive, we've got to be aggressive back. That's what we've got to do, if you know what I mean. And I'm hoping that we've learned after the Newcastle game, you have to set yourself in a different way in certain games, if you know what I mean. And I think, you know, Arne Slot is going to be shocked in this game. I honestly think that. I don't think he's ever experienced a derby like this. I know Holland, they got that, you know, final, then Ajax one, but this is a different one, man. Different one. But yeah, but let's listen to Igal and, you know, Roms, see what they're saying.
Allow the counter attack in the opposite direction, because I just find that's the way it should be. But yeah, look, referee yesterday I thought was really poor in that match, and you know it ended a draw. And there was calls for you guys to have a penalty. There was the handball, which I don't think was one. There was the pull on the shirt, which again I think's a foul, but it was fleeting. And all season those little pulls haven't been given, so the consistency was there. But in terms of the title race,
I'm seeing a trend though. I'm seeing a trend. Southampton away, they kind of had a shaky performance. Newcastle away, they had a shaky performance. Arsenal away, they had a shaky performance. I'm seeing a trend. Liverpool, when you're not having that home cooking, I'm not seeing the same level of confidence from your players and your defenders.
So what's happening this weekend then? They go away to Everton, the last derby Egal at Goodison Park. They're buoyant. They just won.
You see that, people? He's trying to put pressure on our team. You know, these, you know, Canadian American accents, you know, they like to sell. You know, I mean, we've got, you know, ownership in that way. That's marketing. They come with this kind of, you know, you've seen a trend, you know. You're not doing well away from home like you do at Anfield, you know. Look at your own team, you know what I mean? What about you? I mean, we're 7 points clear of you. Where is your, you know, momentum? Where is your winning, you know, mentality in a consistent basis? You don't have that either. We're 7. We was at the time 9 points clear, obviously 7 now. So who's not performing in, you know, in the right levels here? So it's the madness. But you know, they sell good. These Americans and Canadian people, they sell you things that make you think like you're doing things wrong. They're very good at it, man. They're very good at it.
4-0. What do you think is going to happen this weekend to Liverpool Football Club?
The last Merseyside derby at Goodison Park.
There we go.
Liverpool are currently flying. Everton just scored a bunch of goals versus Aston Villa, if I'm not mistaken. They are going to be up for it. And if you think you are leaving that ground with 3 points on their last ever game in that historic ground that was built in 1892 and is being finished.
He's even studied the year Goodison Park was built. Yeah, there you go. It's like a Somali car boot salesman, isn't it? That's what he is, man. There you go. I'm telling you guys. Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, bro, why are you speaking like this? This is not even your team. This is your, you know, a team that's, you know, away from you. So why are you coming over here trying to motivate a team to beat another team? Shouldn't you concentrate on your football club to beat the likes of Fulham and things like that? But like I said, look at him. Like, it's weird. He even went back to see when Everton's ground was built. Crazy.
this season. There's no chance. There is no chance.
Gal, I hate to spoil this build-up, mate, but you were
There's
mistaken.
no chance.
It was
I
Wolves.
genuinely believe, from my heart of hearts, Everton are gonna have, guys. It's a derby. We don't view Everton
right now.
Liverpool view
I'll tell you right now. You heard
there
it.
is no chance in hell Liverpool are going to Everton and not going to have one of the toughest games of their season.
No, that I agree with, but it will be.
It's a fucking derby. What do you expect, mate? Like, I don't understand. There's only a park that separates us. It's one of the biggest derbies in the world. The most successful derby in England, I think, because, you know, if you look at the league championships between us, I think it's more than, you know, Man United and Man City put together. So I don't know, you know, if you know, there's you know, rivalry there some way, somehow. But, you know, you try to motivate our opponents instead of like concentrating in your own team. It's a bit cringe, in my opinion. But let's continue.
The ugliest, stinkiest 2-1 win you will ever see. We will leave that ground with 3 points. I'm confident. You're saying you're noticing a trend that we're struggling away from home. Bar last night, we're also winning away from home.
Wait, but there's no Konate. There's no McAllister, if I'm not mistaken. He picked up a yellow card.
Yeah,
so now he's talking about injuries. You know, like before we was making excuses about injuries. You know what I mean? Like, Arsenal missed one player, it's the end of the world. Liverpool missed about 4 or 5 players. Oh, you know, you could cope with it. And no, we didn't spend 800 million to, you know, make the squad stronger. We don't spend anything at Liverpool Football Club. We've still got players from 3 seasons ago still playing for the first team. So us losing Konate, Jota, etc., doesn't stop us for aiming for the league as well. So I think Liverpool is the team that least complains about injuries. I don't think we do, you know. I think we just get on with it. That's what I like about our football club. We don't complain.
Be suspended. And, but what you're not realizing, this is the thing with football fans. I know you have to go off the last result, but yesterday you had a right-hand side that hadn't played all season together with Konza and Gomez. Trent will come back into the fold. You had Luis Diaz that should have started false 9, in my opinion, which having the season of his life false 9. He started off, and you had Nunez come back in. We made changes against Everton. We're going to go with our strongest team, the players that are available.
But you also You also have
Trent,
Everton,
he came off the bench yesterday.
You also have an Everton side who's going to be playing at home, who, if I'm not mistaken, beat you last year in this same ground. Coming off the back of a 4-0.
Excuse me. Last season and this season is 2 different seasons. If you understand football, you know what I mean. You gotta like before you come out with statements like that, you gotta have, you know, context. You know what I mean, it's 2 different seasons. We're playing differently from last season. We're top of the league. We're way clear of everybody else. So you saying about last season, like looking back to a different season, shows the lack of knowledge about football, in my opinion. When I listened to this guy, he came on my channel, we talked, didn't make sense what he was saying, didn't understand what he was saying. Every single time we was talking about, you know, Van Dijk and Saliba, he was talking about, you know, the likes of Haaland and players like this and Foden. Like when you're talking about something, stick with it. I mean, don't stray from it thinking about different seasons. It's 2 different seasons. Liverpool is a different team from last season. This season we look more stronger. This season we look more assured. This season we actually go into games confident that we're going to win. Last season we didn't have that, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's just, yeah, you gotta like add context to that. Like allow this stuff like from previous seasons. It's different. Man City won the league. You finished second. And, I mean, it is what it is.
Victory. They're going to be so.
Oh, come on! It was Wolves again, and Craig Dawson got 2
You guys view Everton differently to how Liverpool view Everton. It is a derby for them. It is not a regular game. Stop thinking about it from your own perspective of how you view Everton. View it from a Liverpool rivalry, the final game at Goodison Park. I'm sorry. If anybody thinks that game is going to be nothing more than a dogfight for 90 minutes and Liverpool could potentially drop points and maybe even lose, I don't know what to say to you.
Go on, Egal, man. I didn't know you support Everton, but go on, man. Keep selling, man. Keep selling. Keep selling.
That's what you said. That's what you said, Egal. Egal, you said there's no way in hell they leave there with 3 points.
I agree. I think they're coming out at least with a draw. At least with a draw.
Look at the football knowledge, guys. You won't leave with 3 points. You're reading to the future. Basically, you know like what's going to happen in this game. You already pre-predicted. So how about if Liverpool leave with points? I mean, your judgment is wrong. I shouldn't trust your judgment anymore. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's madness. It's madness. The statements some people make is either they're selling themselves for some reason, or this is just the way they are. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's very, very strange. Like he's guaranteeing that we won't leave with 3 points. Guaranteeing already. How do you put your head on the line like that as a football person? They're not football people, man. They're not.
Everton are getting a result. Everton are getting a result. Guys, the ground was built in 1892. They're leaving.
Does that by that logic,
there's something
you're going to lose to Fulham because you lost their last season? So does that mean because Fulham beat you?
It's not. It had nothing to do with that. We're not.
There
we're
you
not
go.
local.
The guy asked him a simple question. You know what I mean? London derby, Fulham. You lost there last season. Are you saying the same thing's going to happen? Now he's going a different direction. Man, I don't know what's going on here. Like, are football fans of the modern day like different? Are they all dumb? Like, I really don't understand. I really don't understand what's going on here. Like, guys, how do you allow this? Like, how do you watch this? You know what I mean? It's weird. It's very, very, very strange. Like, I know you want your team to win. I understand, but don't try and motivate like oppositions like to you as well that can play against you and probably beat you. I think they got them in a couple of games. I'm sure they have. And you should do the job yourself. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go to Fulham fans and tell them and build up this speech. Fulham, this is Arsenal. You have to beat them. This is a local derby. It's London. They can't beat you at your ground. And you're not going to hear me say that because I don't give a fuck about Fulham. I don't give a fuck about Arsenal. It's their problem. Let them cope with that. But the way this guy is doing this, supposedly the best team in the Premier League right now, this is what he says they are. It's just too much. It's too much. Too much, motivating opposition fans. Motivate your football club. You're the one 7 points behind Liverpool. Fulham, Everton are concentrating, battle at the bottom. Let them concentrate on their stuff. It's madness, man. Absolute madness. I'm never going to motivate Fulham fans because it's nothing to do with me.
Rivals with Fulham. It's not Tottenham, okay? It's not their final game at Craven Cottage. This is more than football for Everton.
Agal, you do know that in football, normally the fairy tale ending doesn't come. Who's to say we just crashed their party, the last derby ever?
I don't
want you to think I'm disregarding what you're saying. It's going to be very tough. I'm not going to say we're going to blitz them or start predicting a mad score. It'll be very tough. But I just still think on the day, we will handle the occasion better than them. And we'll get an ugly 2-1 win.
100%. Can I throw a question out here? I want to throw it to Henry. He's not heard too much from him yet. Do you think Gal and Arsenal fans that believe what Gal's saying, do you think there's lots of truth to it? Or do you believe there's a lot of hope behind the prediction? How do you personally see it?
It's a little bit of both. Obviously, Arsenal are going to pray Everton do get the result, but
that shows the lack of quality at Arsenal, isn't it? If you're praying for other teams to beat other teams, you know what I mean? Like, win your games, concentrate on yourself, see where you're gonna go in the league. Why are you worried about what's gonna happen at Everton and Liverpool? How do you know you're not gonna drop points against Fulham? How do you know that? A man could get sent off. Remember Bournemouth away. You didn't expect Saliba to get sent off, but he did. And what happened? You lost that game. It can happen. This is part and parcel of football. When you're too overconfident and especially concentrating on other teams and you're overlooking Fulham at the same time as well, then there's something wrong with you as a fan, if you know what I mean, guys. This is what I say. Like, you need to be careful who you trust in regards to football, guys. There's too many comedians there. There's too many actors in these platforms that don't really know a lot about football. They pretend they do, but they don't. That's what I'm trying to say. Love the guy, nice guy, my countryman, whatever. But when he talks, sometimes, it just baffles me that, the statements he makes, people actually take it in like seriously. It's weird. Very, very strange.
What Gal's saying, it is going to be a hard game for Liverpool. It's the last Merseyside derby. Sean Dyche is probably going to try and stink it out a 1-0 win. But I think Liverpool, with Trent being back in the side on that right-hand side, he's a lot more familiar than in that position than Kwanzaa. If Diaz is back in the 11, like everyone called them Mo Salah FC, they beat Leverkusen without Salah scoring. They beat
look at the teams we beat this season as well, guys. Like the best teams in the world currently, Leverkusen, that's undefeated team, obviously, in Germany. We beat Real Madrid, best team in the world currently. We beat Man City, best Premier League team currently. So if we beat these teams convincingly, like we actually dominated them, we actually battered them, and sometimes the scoreline doesn't show the battering these teams, have had in the game. What makes you think we won't be up for the derby game? What makes you think like we won't go to Everton and play similarly similar to the way we played against Man City, against Leverkusen, against Real Madrid? What makes you think that we might be, saying, we got up our game today. We can't lose possession. We can't lose battles. We gotta get in there and get stuck in at certain moments of the game. You know what I mean? Quality is two different things, isn't it? You look at Everton's quality and you look at Liverpool's quality. How many of those Everton players can get into the Liverpool team? Zero. Even with Kelleher, I prefer Kelleher than Pickford. So this is what I'm trying to say, guys. Sometimes the players' quality will outshine the other players, especially the players that have more quality. I'm looking at our players. On our day, if we're awake, if we're gonna, go out there and dominate games, we could batter anyone, and we showed it in the past few weeks as well. So I'm hoping tomorrow we come out as we did against Real Madrid, as we did against Man City and Leverkusen and teams like that, and show the world, we're gonna, be about 10 points clear, 10 points clear of Arsenal. That's what I'm hoping. I'm really, really hoping. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. We can't listen to opposition fans trying to rile up other fans. You know what I mean? We need to do our own business, which is we've got more quality than Everton. Let's show it out there tomorrow. That's what I want to see, man. I'm tired of, letting these small teams do whatever they want at Liverpool, against Liverpool. I'm tired of it. I'm really tired. Big up 12, man. Igor is Canadian. I did say that, bro. I did say that. Americans, Canadians, whatever it is. His motivation is just poor, bro.
Leipzig without Salah scoring. They beat Real Madrid without Salah scoring. So they have turned up in a lot of big games without him scoring.
Did he assist in any of those games?
That's not my argument. I said without him scoring.
Henry, you're smart.
Henry. I'm just here to ask questions. I'm Switzerland here.
I do think we'll beat Everton, though.
Henry, can I ask though?
It'll be close. 2-1.
I know what you're saying, and I think there's a bit of hope in there from Arsenal fans. But at the same time, when we were playing you at White Hart Lane in your final game at White Hart Lane, did you not think because of that reason you were gonna definitely win that game? Bearing in mind, if you beat us there the year before that, like this is what we're saying. Of course, Liverpool can win. No one's going to sit here and say Liverpool can't go and win. But I think there is a good chance that Liverpool don't win that game after the confidence gained from it's Wolves. It doesn't matter. You won 4-0. You're going to be confident going into the derby. They won last season against them in the derby. There's going to be confidence there. They're going to want to win the last game. They're going to want to fight the last game. They're not going to want to let their fans down. So I think it's very plausible that they take points off of Liverpool. And I think that Liverpool have looked in the last 2 games a bit more vulnerable. So it is plausible. Listen, if you had to put a gun...
We look vulnerable because of lack of depth. That's what we look vulnerable for. I mean, we haven't got strength and depth in our team. That's the reason we're you look in the bench, you see kids on the bench. Nayoni is there, players like that. We're not going to put them in the spotlight. And if the games doesn't go according to plan, everybody's going to blame the kids for that, as they already did with Gomez and Kwanzaa, who haven't played all season. If you know what I mean. 1 minute you're saying Gomez is the best thing since sliced bread, watching him against Man City. Next minute, when he plays against Newcastle, he's not good enough. He's making a lot of mistakes. Not understanding Gomez hasn't played all season as a centre-back. I mean, last season, majority of it, he played as a left back. If it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't be in the title race. If we had that, we had 2 left backs out last season, and he came in and made that position even better. So with time, I think Gomez will get better. I think Kwanzaa will get better with time as well. If they have run of games, that's how it is in football, guys. That's what people don't understand. They think you play 1 game here, you play great, you're gonna play the next 5 or 6 great in the same kind of way. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna have that dip sometimes. We haven't got the strength and depth. That's the problem with us.
Into my head and ask me what result I think would happen, I'd probably go for Liverpool to win because I do think that Liverpool win. No, because I do think Liverpool are just a better team, and right now they are flying. So if you had to if I had to bet my life on it, I'd probably go. A draw is probably what will end up happening. I don't think they'll lose though, because I think Liverpool will also get up for the derby as well.
I think if you offered somebody to bet a ridiculous amount of money on their house, they wouldn't want to bet this game because they can't guarantee you a Liverpool win. I don't think you can guarantee a Liverpool win in this game.
Do you not think though, with Liverpool having Diaz back, Trent back,
no McAllister, no Konate? I'm sorry.
But Curtis Jones has done.
McAllister is a big blow.
I'll be real. They're missing McAllister. That's huge. They're missing Konate. That's huge. Trent, you're saying Trent's back. Trent was the.
Listen, I don't mind. I don't mind Jones, Gravenberch, and Szoboszlai playing this game. If you gave me that in the beginning of the game, I'll take that anyway. So I don't know why Arsenal fans are talking similar to what they talk about their own team. They lose a couple of players and it's the world's ended around them. Liverpool are not like that. We don't think like that. Whoever comes in has to produce something. That's how we see it. Everybody has to put something on the pitch to be counted. And, the replacements for the likes of McAllister, Konate, and whoever it is, has to do something on the pitch. They have to. Because, if we keep dwelling on the players that's injured, then we're going to lose focus of reality, which is winning the league. And then we're going to drop points, keep dropping points, because rival fans have told us, without Konate, without McAllister, and etc., Liverpool is shit. You know what I mean? This because rival fans told us that. We never did that before. We still coped with, important players not being on the pitch before. We have been doing it. We beat the two best teams in the world with, not having the best players on the pitch. So why can't we do it against Everton? It's just listen, I'm just like, I've gone. My head's gone.
Reason yesterday that they were in the game because he got 2 assists in the game. So it's like yesterday without him, they were doing poor, but then the only time they done better was when he was back.
That's even more of an indictment. You guys are telling me Liverpool can't rotate. One second. Trent's back. He was in the game. You're telling me they can't rotate. They can't put Trent on the bench for a couple minutes.
They can rotate. It's just they're putting a guy. Normally it would be Conor Bradley, who's obviously out injured, but they're putting Kwanzaa, who's a natural, more sided centre half at right back, and of course Gordon's going to be looking at that, licking his lips. Let's be honest. If any of our, if you're now putting a centre back at right back without a traditional right back there up and against Anthony Gordon, he's always going to fancy his chances. I don't care who you play for.
Do you know what, Henry? Do you know what Henry as well, right? McAllister is my favourite midfielder at the club. I know Gravenberch had the shiny toy this season. He's played the best.
He was poor last night, though. I thought he was poor last night.
Yeah, him and Gravenberch had his worst game last night. I hold my hands up. He had his worst game this season. But McAllister being out again, and I know he's one of our better midfielders, but it could be a blessing in disguise because out of him, listen carefully. I've got logic to this. Out of McAllister, Curtis Jones, Szoboszlai, and Gravenberch, he's probably the least athletic. At Goodison Park, they make it a dogfight. Yeah. Szoboszlai, because it will probably be Szoboszlai, Jones, and Gravenberch that come in. Szoboszlai and Jones are our best pressers. They are most industrious. So them being fit for this game and starting in this game could benefit us more than a McAllister. I can see a world where McAllister might even.
I think that's hopium. I think that's hopium.
It's not hopium. It's not hopium.
It could be right. It could be like, the players could be motivated for the game. They could be like, we can't lose, we can't concede possession. We have to do more in this game and limit the chances of Everton towards our goal. That could happen, and he is right about that. Like when you have the reliance of Gravenberch and McAllister, you know what you're going to have to do in the game. But when you're getting other players involved, when they are not there, it could be different. It could be something better. Than McAllister being there. If you know what I mean. You look at the result against Newcastle. He was there. We didn't get the result that we wanted. But, against Everton, it could be Curtis Jones and Szoboszlai and Gravenberch together, all three. As we heard the manager say in the press conference, Gravenberch is going to play. So I'm assuming it's going to be Jones and Szoboszlai going to help him out in that midfield. And like I said, I prefer Szoboszlai to play in certain games. And I think this game will be good for Szoboszlai because he could shine with his passing ability because we haven't got no McAllister there now. Now Szoboszlai has to be stand up and counted because, with his ability, He needs to start opening up defenders now. He needs to take shots from outside the box. He needs to create chances for the strikers as well, because his body ain't there now. Now the responsibility is going to be more on Szoboszlai than ever before, and this could be the game that he wakes up, and people are going to look at him differently. And I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. But it's like Rob said, it could be a blessing because the other players have to have their impact in the team as well. Yeah, nice.
Of all the statements we've had, that is the least hopium thing I've heard today. All right, you lot are banking on Everton, who have like 14 points. They're 16th. 16th.
And you don't mean anything when it comes to derbies. Don't mean anything.
It doesn't matter where they are.
Listen, I'm just saying this. By the way, Rob, so I'm going to ask you this: by your logic, by your choice, if McAllister was available, you'd start him on the bench.
No, I wouldn't. But I can see a world. Listen, I can see a world where McAllister gets introduced to the game. Because sometimes it's focused for courses. You might want. I mean, look, historically they've had just a game.
You know what Ron is trying to say, guys? Like, I'm trying to understand what he's saying exactly. Like, if you're Everton, what are you going to do to prepare yourself for that game? You're going to prepare for the likes of Gravenberch. You're going to prepare for the likes of McAllister, aren't you? So now that's going to be thrown out of the window. You're going to prepare for something else that you're unaware of, that's never been used before. So that can be beneficial for Liverpool because they don't know Curtis Jones and Gravenberch in the middle, how they're going to play together with Szoboszlai just right in front of them. So they don't know how that's going to be interlinked because they've never played together like that before. So it's understandable what Roms is saying. In an ideal world, McAllister will play there with Gravenberch, and it could be Szoboszlai or Jones, but we've seen this before, and teams can be prepared for that. Now we're going to see something different that's never been done before. So their preparation is going to be confused.com because they don't know what's going on. Like, these three have never played together like this. So how do we cope with that? It's understandable, man. Great spot, Roms. Great spot, bro.
I see you be tweeting. I better not see you tweeting, oh, we missed McAllister after you get a draw.
No, I won't. I know it. I'm not lying to you, guy. I don't make excuses. I call it.
I think from a title race point of view, though, I think of course Chelsea, City, and Arsenal fans want you to drop points. As a United fan, I always want Liverpool to drop points. But from a title race perspective, you guys dropping points again this weekend will make everything a little bit more exciting if it goes to 5 points or if it goes to 4 points and everything else. So I do hope, this is not even as a United fan saying it, just as a football fan, I really hope you lose and I hope you get battered as well and the confidence gets hurt.
Kevin, you know what time they play? Check what time they play.
12:30.
Yeah,
that's how good old.
That guy's got personality for him. He smiles. Goodness gracious me. Oh my God, I love it. I would love if Liverpool batter Everton and then on Sunday Arsenal lose to Fulham, which is a strong possibility, guys. It's a strong possibility. It's madness, man. Absolute madness. Look at the smile on him. He's got personality for him. Look, guys.
Time that we love to play at.
Yeah.
What I would say quickly to back up my point even more. When we play Chelsea against the midfield of Lavia and Caicedo, probably the most.
Normally he's like a Terminator, innit? But he can laugh. You know what I mean? He can actually laugh. Finally. It's strange. It's strange when you see, oh, he can laugh finally. Wow. Normally he's like this, innit? He's normally like the Undertaker. There's no smile. He's always doing this with his beard. Yeah, but it's madness, man. Madness. Carry on, Roms.
Industrious pair that you'll get in the league. McAllister didn't start that game. And we had to go man for man. We had to go energy for energy. So there is a world where even if McAllister was fit, he may not have started this game. Sometimes that's the go.
Curtis Jones played really well that game.
What, in the Chelsea game?
Yeah. Didn't he win
Man of the match? Yeah, he's man of the match. So, yeah, but I understand. What I think Agal and Giuseppe are doing, I get it. It's going to be tough last game. But I think it's more hope. We're in the title race with you. I get that you're going to want to throw things out there.
I don't think it's hope.
I gave you logical reasons.
No, you did. And form goes out the window.
I get the fact it's the last Goodison derby, and it's obviously Everton versus Liverpool. But you are not going to sit here and tell me. Igal said, and I quote, "There is no way that Liverpool leave Goodison Park with 3
More like
points.
Somali
That
clown.
is
no way,
Canadian.
it's crazy.
Once again,
I never
you
said
guys,
that. Don't
no,
put
no,
that
no.
on me, though. I
No,
never
do you
said
guys
that.
understand? Do you guys understand?
Giuseppe is leaving the gal out
One
to
second.
dry. I'm off. I'm off,
One
mate.
second. I don't need anyone to co-sign what I'm saying. All I'm simply saying
Oh,
is
we know. We're just joking,
if
mate.
we had, I wish we had an Everton representative to come on, because I think they all know this game is their like cup final almost. It's one of the most important games of the season. Their last dark.
Listen to this man. Just listen to him, guys. The way he's selling, mate. Oh my, desperation at its best. Listen, it shows. His club has got no quality. Hasn't got no quality at all. If you're desperate for Everton to beat Liverpool, you should look at your club, man. Absolutely garbage. Absolutely garbage, man. Garbage move, man. Yes, he's Somali Canadian. I know that, bro. I'm Somali myself. Of course, I know that. Ego is desperate for Liverpool's downfall. Yeah, of course he's desperate. He's asking the other teams to beat Liverpool. Why he should be concentrating on his own team. You know what I mean? You wouldn't see me do that. I'm not that type of person. And I just concentrate, on Liverpool Football Club. That's what it's all about. Do your own business before you worry about other people. What says your club is gonna be, winning your games? It's madness. Absolutely madness. But yeah, this is what they do in that country, innit? It's different. It's different to us. We're not like that.
Derby
And
in
how
their
many
ground
trophies
that
have they
they're
won in the
built-
last 20 years ago?
It's their last derby at their ground. And
don't
also,
start all
why-
that.
Do you know
They
why
ain't
you're
a
so
team, they ain't a team that
I got
do
1
well in
minute.
cup
I
finals
got-
if
I
get
got-
there.
Do you know why you're so shameless? And the whole panel know this, and everyone in the
Big
chat
up
knows
Roms, man.
because we beat Everton, you would say, well, Liverpool are expected to beat Everton.
No,
That's
no, no, no,
exactly
no.
what we
That's
do.
not true. That's not
You
true.
would.
In
You
the-
would.
It would.
That's
it
not
would.
true.
It would.
In the last 5 derbies
He's
away
shameless.
at Goodison Park,
He
you
is
have drawn
shameless.
3 of them. What are you
Somali
talking
car
about?
boot-
Our
boot
record's not the
salesman,
best
mate.
there, I agree. It's not
And
the
you
best.
lost
the
one of
worst
them.
is Everton.
You
Worse
only
than
have
Del Boy.
1 win in your last 5 at
It's more
Goodison
like
Park.
Rodney.
So stop acting like you go there and you batter them every week.
Look at him.
I've not said we're going to batter them.
Why is he getting upset? Listen, bro, it's just a debate. Don't get upset, man. Goodness me. Oh god.
I've literally said we're going to win arguably there. But the fact you're saying there's no way.
Yeah. And Gareth, so that's where you're saying there's zero chance. Zero chance
because I'm counteracting the people saying,
Opium.
it's
Big up
Liverpool,
12 man,
they're
brother,
winning.
man. It's nice to see you, bro. Please go and subscribe to 12 man. Hardest working YouTuber, I'm telling you, out of all of us, out of all the Liverpool fans. Sorry, not us, Liverpool fans. His channel is amazing, guys. He's got some wicked people on there, man. I like them all. Go on, subscribe to him. That's the best comment of the show because I have been saying the same. Ego is showing the seeds of hope for a team that had its window and bottled it. How can you spend like almost 800 million in 5 years, bro, and not show a trophy for it, but you still got the mouth as Igal has? That's what I don't understand, 12 man. You know what I mean, 800 million, close to 800 million, and you don't show you show FA Cup, but you didn't spend money on that. That was Emre's team, and you don't show any major trophy for it. But you got the bottle and all that stuff, to come over here and give yourself this high energy, thinking you're better than everybody else kind of attitude. I miss Igal that was humble, that used to support Liverpool. You know what I mean? The one who used to say Liverpool is the best team. Liverpool are giving Man City run for their money. That's the guy I miss because he was more sensible. He was more thinking in the right way. Now, this arrogant guy is something else, guys. Like, I know he's selling. Everybody can see that. Everybody sells it. We all do. But I don't like this kind of behavior, man. And I have to call it out. Even if it's my country, man, I still have to call him out, guys. It's a weird thing. It's a It's a bit cringe.
They're in the title race. They're the best team. Everton are this terrible team. You have to view it from the perspective of this is a derby. Look at the history.
Oh, now Everton is a terrible team. Oh, okay. Now Everton's a terrible team, guys. Goodness me, man. Make up your mind, man. A minute ago, they're going to beat us. It's impossible, Liverpool, to pick up 3 points and all this stuff. It's a guaranteed win. Now Everton's a terrible team. So if they're a terrible team and we're the top team, the top dogs in this country, why would we lose to them then? Oh my! Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense.
Look at what happened last year, and just look at the situation right now. They just came off a
Gal,
4-0
the history
win.
of this derby, I've got it up in front of me. The second likeliest outcome is Liverpool win. So to say there's zero chance is where you're just doing too much here.
Exactly.
No, because I personally think the emotion. I personally think the emotion of it being their last game at the stadium is going to have the fans.
I hear that.
Everyone.
That's what makes it a 50-50 though. That's what makes it
more than
50-50.
football.
The fact
This
that it's
is
their last game.
This is their last game.
That doesn't make it 100% zero. It makes it 50-50 because let's be honest, in terms of quality of team and player individually, Liverpool should every game wipe the floor with Everton. Everton have been shocking this season. That 4-0 the other night it just papers over a lot of cracks.
Sensible chat.
What you're saying is right, is that it is their last game. I speak to
sensible chat. That is like, look at the way this guy's speaking. That's man who knows football. You go? I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. Like, you know, I might have to teach you a few things, man. You know, I might have to teach you like the tradition of the Premier League, that, you know, what we grew up with, you know, and all that stuff, and how we think about football. This mentality of, you know, flip-flopping. 1 minute we're gonna win, next minute, you know, Everton is a good team, next minute Everton is a bad team. I don't understand. I really don't understand. It's confusing everybody. And these guys are telling you, and they're not even Liverpool lovers, these guys. They're trying to wake you up. They're trying to help you. Rehab.
Loads about Everton fans the last week. They've been buzzing for this game at the weekend. They are bang up for it. The last one at Goodison. Everything you're saying is right, but all that does is make it 50-50. It doesn't make it 75-25.
That is a better chance than what everyone would have said going into this weekend.
Yeah, I agree.
No, I understand that. Just some breaking news, by the way, that if and when this comes into the Premier League, I think it guarantees Arsenal multiple Premier League titles. Brand new rules coming into the game. It says here that referees will award a corner to the opposition if a goalkeeper holds on to the ball for too long under a new system being introduced by lawmakers. I read it. It's almost. I've always said if a goalie's time waste, it should be a penalty, but they've kind of gone for a corner here. If that happens all the time, Arsenal there, you're winning back-to-backs for the first time ever. Back-to-back.
It's an indirect free kick at the moment. That's what it should be. If you hold it on for more than 6 seconds, you should be awarded an indirect free kick.
Oh my God, that's funny. The only argument that I can make for us losing is, can we beat the PGMOL tomorrow in a game that Everton will play dirty in? Yeah, listen, 12 man, expect some disgusting decisions tomorrow. It's something we have to cope with. If you watch the Newcastle game, similar decisions to us. So similar tackles to us was made by Newcastle. Didn't get a single yellow card. But whenever we made the challenge, even if it's our first one, we've got a yellow card. If you know what I mean. That referee, you could see that by his demeanor, the way he was in the mood of, you know, screwing Liverpool about. That's what it was. And this game, it's going to be very interesting tomorrow, man. It's 12:30 as well, man. Early kickoff. It's not something we're good at. But luckily, we didn't come back after international football. That's one thing, you know what I mean? We just got to play our game, bro. We just got to play our game. We, you know, ignore the haters and just, you know, do our bit. We know what we're targeting, which is the Premier League. We can't let the other teams catch us up. The more games you win, the more pressure on the, you know, on the rivals, because, you know, we're playing first. They're playing after us. I'd rather do it this way. We play first. We put the points on the board, and those other teams have to put the points on the board as well. But they might struggle because they're putting too much pressure on themselves in their own game because they're already concentrating on what we've done. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. But I agree with you. A referee, yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. Is it gonna be those dodgy ones, or is it gonna be fair? We get more dodgy than fair in it. So. Goodison, yes, it's difficult, especially being the last game as well. You know, they might want to give a lot of decisions to Everton because it's their last game at Goodison, and I think they are the longest serving club in the Premier League as well with Arsenal. So yeah, we have to wait and see. We have to see.
No fucker gets that, do they? Do you know what I mean?
Never. Well, they did back in 2004, 2005 when they first brought it in.
The funny thing was,
I know. They're crazy. That would be a madness. Can you imagine?
Listen, guys, I've had enough. Thanks for the turnout. I mean, thanks for the comments. Appreciate that. Please go and subscribe to 12 Man, like I said earlier. I appreciate everybody that's on. I mean, obviously everybody takes their time out. I just post things, and if you're on, you're on. If you're not, you're not. It's not the end of the world. But I've enjoyed this. I could be back tonight at 9:30. I'll try to get some people on. If not, I'm back at 12 o'clock tomorrow for the watch along. Please tune into that. We could pick out the game. Obviously pick the stuff out of the game, and enjoy a win. Hopefully we'll enjoy a win. I could see us winning by 2-0. Let me put the team out there that I think will start. So I don't think we'll do enough of that. Give you the starting lineups enough on this channel. I missed that. I really missed that. Let's go. I'm not going to put Everton on there, that's for sure. I'll show you guys. Let's see what's going to happen. So, obviously, Kelleher is in goal. As the manager said, Alisson is not back yet. So, it's going to take him time to come back. Still out. Kelleher in goal. I got to get Trent back in the team, guys. I can't have that. I think we've got to rest Gomez and play Kwanzaa instead. I know it's a big statement that, but I thought when Kwanzaa plays as a centre back out of the two the other day, he was better. It's his height and physical side that I'm picking him for. If things don't go right, change things in the game. If you know what I mean, that's what I say. The Newcastle game, what upset me was we didn't change things quick enough. You know what I mean? If we changed it early, I think we would have probably won that game. I honestly think we should have brought Endo on as well. I think the reason I say that is because Newcastle were attacking in the last 5 minutes. If you bring a substitute on that's a defensive-minded player, then you got more of a chance of winning that game. We're 3-2 up. You bring Endo on, you close off the game. Shut up shop. He did that before. That's why I was kind of shocked he hasn't done that. It was kind of weird. Very, very strange. He says Gravenberch is going to start, but what I want Gravenberch to do, guys, if you look at the Newcastle game, the issue that I had with that game is we was too far apart. We're too far, away from our defense. So when you're that far away from the defense, sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's happening here. When you're too far from the defense, it causes problems because there's gaps here. You know what I mean? Too much gap. Too many gaps here. Too many gaps, which makes the opposition, have a field day. This is why they scored the goals, because there's gaps here. If Gravenberch was here for the first goal, helping out Van Dijk would have went out to Isak, and Gravenberch would have backed him up like this. So when Isak was here, they would have both blocked him. Do you know what I mean, guys? They would have blocked him. Let me just put this here. They would have blocked him, so that shot wouldn't have went through. I know Van Dijk is a miracle worker. I know everybody loves what he does, but sometimes you gotta think as a player. This my teammate need backup, and this is what we didn't have in that goal. That Isak shot was just amazing, guys. It was too powerful, absolutely too powerful. So this is what I'm saying. If he had a backup, I think he wouldn't have scored that goal. I honestly think that. Like I said, our midfield was too far apart from the defense the other day. We had about, I think, let me check when they scored the goal. 1 second, people, please. The Isak goal. Let me check at the time. If you look at the goal Isak scored, was 35 minutes. So we had 35 minutes to prepare for that, if you know what I mean. We had 35 minutes to prepare for that. And that 35 minutes, Newcastle were getting behind us continuously. Continuously, they were getting behind us in that area. So what I would have done in the first 25 minutes, since there's no goals coming in, I would have told McAllister, let me get McAllister in there. I'll show you the lineup in a minute, guys. I'm just trying to give you what we should have done in the game, because I thought it was very careless from the manager and the coaching staff. So the coaching staff, obviously, is the head coach, to allow what happened in the game. What I would have done, because Newcastle were on top. They were doing whatever they wanted. It's their home pitch. Of course, they're going to do that. Is told Gravenberch, step back 5 yards, you know what I mean, on the pitch. 25 minutes of Newcastle at numbering us on the pitch, at running us on the pitch. This is what I would have said to the players. Let's calm the game down, and these guys would have been here. You get what I'm saying, guys? So it would have been arm's length. If we stepped back, they wouldn't get behind us all the time, because the issue that we was having in the game against Newcastle is we was this far up, and the Newcastle players, they outnumbered us. There was 3 and there's 2 most of the time. And they were here every single time in these areas. Hence why they attacked and got a lot of chances, and they attacked our defense, and our defense was making a lot of mistakes. So if we step back like after 25 minutes and say, you know what, we need to like step back more, you would have made them tired. They would have run about the whole game trying to open us up. And, you know, energy goes. That's what happens in football. You're not going to keep the same energy throughout the game. It would have stopped them, basically. And then you got Curtis Jones right in front of them that can do something different, which is, you know, support the strikers. We already got obviously 3 strikers up there, which is Gakpo, Nunez, and Salah. So you've got enough in attack. Be smart. You don't have to fall for the trap of opponents. If you know what I'm saying, guys, you got to be smart in situations like this. But we wasn't. We just let them do whatever they wanted, and, you know, control the area behind the midfield, because the midfield was too far up. So where the arrows are is where Newcastle was throughout the game. They had 3 players here. Obviously, Jones was sometimes here, sometimes he wasn't controlling the area enough, which I say Szoboszlai would have been more stronger. Let me show you why I think Szoboszlai would have been more stronger. The difference between Szoboszlai and the rest of the players when they play in that position is his high energy. He's got a lot of energy, which means he runs a lot. And this is what we would be missing in this game. Bigger pitches, Szoboszlai is the man. Smaller pitches, I don't mind Jones playing there, because that's what he's good at. Close control, you know, tight areas, and, you know, etc. But with Szoboszlai, when he's in this position in bigger pitches, Old Trafford away, you know, I think it was Southampton away, he controls this area. When they have the ball, he'll follow them. He'll put pressure on them. They'll make a lot of mistakes. They will lose the ball a lot. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. And this is what Szoboszlai provides you. And this is what we didn't have against Newcastle. I don't know what made the manager think like for him not to start him. It's weird, in my opinion. Maybe he could have started Jones and Gravenberch in the middle, and then Szoboszlai as a number 10. To me, the size of the pitch is important. And this is where you need Szoboszlai in the bigger pitches. But tomorrow, it's a small pitch. They've got no choice. They're going to play him. But as I said, sometimes if the game ain't going your way and you're up here, 25 minutes, they haven't scored, go back. Go back, shut up shop. Let these guys do something at the front, guys. You know what I mean? The 3 up here and the 1 here. Let them do some magic. And you've got the fullbacks that can pass the ball anyway. So we've got players that could do something else. So, you know, there's no shame in going back to defend and protecting the defense. There's no shame in that. It's like I said about the Isak goal. If someone was in front of the Van Dijk, sorry, next to Van Dijk, Isak wouldn't take that shot. But he did. And that's where the protection comes from, the midfield. And it's never, it's no shame, you know, doing things like that. Sometimes I think people think it's too cool to do things like that. And I strongly disagree. I mean, if you want to win titles, you have to sacrifice some areas at times. And if we did this against Newcastle, we wouldn't concede those goals. We was just too far ahead of everybody else. It was like that. It's, you know, all over the place, making, you know, some hasty decisions, and the decisions we made cost us yellow cards. And then which means the next, you know, challenge you will make and you miss, it could be a red card, like 2 yellows equals red. And that's what upset me. And I felt sorry for Gravenberch. I thought Gravenberch was phenomenal this season. This is the only game I can say he struggled. He struggled pretty badly. People overrun him. People bullied him. We got bullied in that game. Sometimes you got to be honest with yourself. We have been bullied against Newcastle. And that's something that we've got to work on. We have to be aggressive in our games as well. We can't just watch other teams do whatever they want to us. What about us doing the similar thing to the other teams? If you see Newcastle coming up, closing us down aggressively, why don't we do it back to them when they got the ball as well? Which we haven't in this game. But yeah, I thought Gravenberch was struggling in the game. But this is my starting lineup for obviously this game. I hope it works out. I don't think Darwin's gonna. I don't want Darwin to play, guys. I'm done with Darwin, to be fair. So let's get rid of Darwin from there and put Diaz there. Let's bring Jones in and play alongside Gravenberch. Like I said, small pitches, Jones will be fine. He'll be fine. He will close down the areas. He will help out in midfield. With me, when I'm looking at the Everton game, is how we start. Are we going to start, attacking straight away? Are we going to get to, areas which Everton are uncomfortable in and make them make mistakes? That's what we're going to see. First 20 minutes counts, guys. We need to get a goal as soon as possible for them to come out of their comfort zone. Because if we get a goal, that means they have to come out of their areas and try to get a goal themselves. So, and then we could pounce on them and get another goal. Yeah, it's a lot of things, man. A lot of things. But that free in midfield is very important tomorrow. Small pitch, tight pitch. Everton are going to, elbow us. They're going to try and knee us. They're going to try to step on our toes. What are we going to do? That's the question. You know what I mean? They're going to try to bully, obviously, the goalkeeper at set pieces as well. But what are we going to do? Are we going to protect him enough? Are we going to concede a lot of set pieces? I mean, there's a lot of things. A lot of things, guys. Yeah, but that's my starting lineup for the game. Diaz, what he needs to do more is, when he's got the ball, attack, man. Take them on, bro. Stop miscontrolling balls and all that stuff. I see you in training, man. You do instant controls, like the ball just dies. Why don't you do that in the games? Why is it when you're in games, the ball just bounces off you? Do something like that. Instant control, dribble past players. Make sure when you see, the likes of Salah running and Gakpo, you give them the ball that they need. You know what I mean? Just straight to their path so they could tap it in. That's what we've got to do. That's what we've got to do. But like I've always said, that the set pieces have to count in this game, guys. We're taking too many set pieces, but we don't score enough goals from them. What's the point? What's the point Van Dijk coming up? What's the point Kwanzaa coming up? There's no point. Yeah, but yeah, that's me, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for everything. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you don't see me tonight, you'll see me tomorrow. The watch along. Yeah, take care, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe. See you soon.